Greetings everybody. I wanted to make a quick video kind of talking about my thoughts on the channel moving forward and a big update I have for it that I've been waiting to announce for a heck of a long time. I'm really excited about it. But I want to start back at the beginning. I know some of the patrons probably have heard this before, but I want to talk about the beginning of Critical Reviews just for a minute. Critical Reviews started a long time ago, many years ago in fact, and it was made by myself and two of my friends at the time, and we wanted to cover everything. We wanted to cover movies and games and television and anime, along with technology, just all of it. So we decided to pick a name that would be overarching, really broad, and that we could kind of talk about whatever we wanted to, and it would kind of all fit together, as it were. But over time, it quickly became apparent that most of the stuff on the channel was what I was most passionate about, which was movies and television and video games. And it became kind of my channel, more or less, which is no fault to the other guys. They just had other things they wanted to do, but it was something that I really wanted to keep doing and continue to do. And over the years, doing this, having the podcast, making reviews and essays and all that stuff, I realized personally that I didn't just want to, talk about these things that I loved so much. I wanted to be in them and to make them and to be part of them. And so, over the past year or so, I have now moved away from Minnesota and have come all the way out here to California. And it's been great. It's been so interesting and fascinating. But now that has become kind of my work, and the channel has always been more of like my hobby, if that makes sense. So what am I getting at here? What am I going on about? The changes to the channel, as you've probably already seen, I've been doing a lot more vlogging in the theme parks because that's always been a hobby of mine that I haven't been able to indulge in, but I can now because they're just down the street, which is excellent. It's so cool. I feel so lucky sometimes. I'm like, they're just down the street. But I've been doing a lot more of that because it's easier to do, and I've also found that there's a lot of people out there who really do enjoy that and engage with me so much, and I so appreciate that. So if you're newer around here and you're like, yeah, I've only ever known you for doing vlogs and stuff, before that on the channel there's a bunch of other things. But one thing that I kind of started to understand was that I wanted to still cover these things, but maybe in a different way. And I think what's going to happen moving forward is the gaming stuff will be relegated mostly to the Twitch channel, and then I will talk mostly about movies and television, primarily on the podcast when I get the chance to. But it's mostly going to be vlogs on the YouTube channel, along with essays and those aforementioned podcasts before. But there's one thing that brings all of this together, and that is the name, right? And for so long, it has been Critical Reviews. And for so long, I've also told people that, like, when I say Critical Reviews, people are like, well, your reviews aren't really that mean, or they're not that biting or whatever. They're not ripping things apart. But the second definition on Google talks about being critical and looking at both the merits and the faults of a thing. And I'm typically more of an optimistic guy. I hope that comes through in the videos. But I just love building up, punching up, as it were, as opposed to tearing down. And that's just also what I'm trying to do out here in Hollywood as well. But basically what I'm trying to say is that the one thing that connects all of this stuff going forward, because sometimes, I'm going to want to make things that don't necessarily line up. It's not just only vlogs or whatever else, but the one thing that has it all in common, that entertainment factor, but that is me. I'm the guy behind all of it. I am involved in every single thing on this channel. And that's why the name is now shifting over to my name, which is Jimmy Good. That is truly my name. So if you're like, what is that really? It is actually my name. And well, technically Jimmy is a nickname because James, but only the officials, those types of things. They call me James, but friends call me Jimmy. So please call me Jimmy. But yeah, that's why the name is changing to that, and it just makes a lot more sense to me in that way. When I talk to people about the channel, I can just say, hey, it's my name, look it up. Hopefully it'll be easier. And unfortunately, the name of Critical Reviews, because it was so broad, is used a lot by other people in the industry who are making videos, and they'll say, they'll put the name of something, and then in parentheses it'll say a critical review, and the algorithm does not favor the name, unfortunately. So Yes, and it's been something I've been trying to push past for years, but it's like, no, yeah, lean into who you are and what makes you you. And I just wanted to tell you guys that kind of briefly here, but also show you the new intro to the channel that will play, I think, in front of most all of the things I'm going to put up here now. And again, I'm not doing only vlogs or anything like that, but vlogs, for the most part, I still want to do essays, and also that doesn't mean that I won't ever make a video game essay again, or a movie essay, or maybe another Lord of the Rings essay. I know that was the biggest thing on the channel, by far, but I also didn't want to be just a Lord of the Rings channel, if that makes sense. But if there are people out there who are watching this and you have some ideas or some thoughts or some kind of requests for the future, not only for the vlogs, but for the essays and podcasts or whatever else, I am here to entertain you. You are the most important thing about this channel. It might have my name on it, but it wouldn't exist without you. That is just the truth. It really is. And my whole goal is really to entertain, to make you smile and forget for a while. That's my goal in life. So there you go. There's the big announcement. It's mostly going to stay exactly the same. It's just some name changes. So over the next, weeks and months, you'll see the names changing and the logos changing and things like that. But it's still me. It has been me for the majority of the life cycle of the channel. I want to thank the guys who started it with me in the very first place. So if for some odd reason Thomas and Zach, you're ever watching this, thank you guys. And a huge thank you to Joe, who's been on the podcast so much over all the years I've been doing it, and Levi, Katie for doing the Disney Duo stuff, and I have some other Disney stuff planned with her in the future, so stay tuned for that too. And everybody who's been a guest. I've had so many wonderful guests on the podcast, and teaming up with people in the past and doing collaborations with some of the nicest people you could ever meet. So thank you guys so much for taking the time, just hang out with me here for a second. I'm going to roll the intro, but once again, if you have any questions or comments or anything like that about the channel or the moving forward with this, please let me know. But again, it's a name change mostly, because it's me. I'm still going to be here, baby. So if you like me, this is the place to be. All right. Until next time, everybody, just remember to adapt and overcome. Bye-bye.